Hey everybody, it's the Modern Day Nana. Okay, today we are going to make my version of a green witch hat. Now I got these hats off of Amazon. I think it was 15 in a pack. They're just that, cheapy vinyl, but I thought, well, I might do something with them, like hang them up cute, how they do on the porch. They've got like the little loop on top, or I thought they did. Maybe I cut it off of that one, and just have the floating hats. But then I thought, well, you know what? It's a good form. Let's make a witch hat out of it. So I went ahead and just took some plastic bags from the house and stuffed it just to give it some form so we could work around it. Later on, I do something else, but this worked for now. I just take what you've got, tissue paper, old t-shirt, plastic bags, whatever. Um, this is just a temporary fix, and stuff that baby so that we've got a nice form that we can build around. Now, I just gathered all my junk up. You can see it there in the background. That's the way I work. Okay, so we have our hat ready to go. And then I was deciding what I wanted to do. Now, here's the old burlap. I thought I lost it, and then I found it again, a whole bag of it. This was from my daughter's wedding 13 years ago. And I thought, oh, this would be a good opportunity to use it. I love that golden yellow. That was something I thrifted. But then I remembered I had a one of those coconut fiber inserts that go into a planter. And I thought, you know what? This might be cool because I wanted it as naturey, I was thinking naturey. So I just take that coconut fiber and I start pulling it apart. Now, that vinyl or what plastic basically is going to melt once you put that hot glue gun on it, but I wasn't really that concerned about it because we're going to put this nice layer of the coconut fiber down. So I just basically, do spots of hot glue and start putting that coconut fiber on. It doesn't have to be that precise. You want to try to cover up the black spots, but we're going to put plenty of other things on this to, um, you know, fill it in. So I just take and pull that coconut fiber off. So if you see those and you like this idea, you can get them at Dollar Tree, obviously in the spring. So sometimes when I see stuff there, I pick it up because I think, oh, I will probably use that for something. And the same like at thrifting, like all the junk in the background there. It's just everything I thought might work on this. All right, so we have got our hat covered loosely, and I go around later and around the edges of the brim and just put more on, just glue more on. So I'm just taking this twine and I thought, well, let's just give it a nice something to wrap around it to make sure all this stays on. We glued it, but we didn't glue it all down. We just kind of spotty glued it. So I thought, well, and this is a good look too. Nature twine seems to go with it. So I end up doing a little more later, but this is the base. And, that's how I work. And I mean, I guess that's how we all work. We start at the base and work our way out. So I just wrap that around and then just take a little bit of glue and glue it down. It's just lightly holding all that in, but it's plenty, plenty good. So just cleaning up a little bit here. It was a gorgeous day. I was outside again. This poor old table, it's seen it all. So, all right. We clean that up and we go on to putting on our kind of embellishments. This was moss I got at Walmart, but you can get moss I've gotten it every place, honestly. I've got it off Amazon, Walmart. Um, you know, it's definitely a popular item, and there's all different kinds. I think I use like three. Oh, here is that light green that I've used in other projects, and this is just the sheet moss that was in that package. So I'm just going to lay clumps of it down, kind of like the hat's been sitting out in the woods, and moss is growing on it. And that does have a nice, it's real moss, so it's got a nice like bottom layer where it's super, super tight in there. So I just use my good old trusty glue gun here and put clumps down. Just kind of intersperse it all the way around it. Now I've got this light green moss, and I just kind of add a little to mainly the moss places that I already have. Just kind of add to each of them, just to kind of make like every little moss patch is like its own little vignette, and we're just going to kind of build each one of them up and make them like their own little scene on our hat. Okay. Yeah, this turns out really cute. So then I have some of the same kind of moss. It's this real spongy stuff. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Now this I got at Joann's when they were going out of business. I got about 4 packs, and I'm planning on using some for my son's wedding. In a month, we are down to the countdown. 1 month before the big event, the Hobbit wedding. So anyway, I had this pack I was doing a little this and that with. So I thought, ooh, I love these colors. I love purple. I'm definitely, you know, kind of old lady status with the purple because I love it. All right, this belt I kept these belts, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to be able to do something with these belts. I have 3 of them. They came off of a throw I got at Walmart one Christmas. I think it was just last year. It was like a nice soft throw, and they were wrapped in this belt type harness thing. So I just cut it apart and thought, well, you know what, I can use that for something. See, keep your junk. And voila, I thought about these, and look, this is the perfect size to go around this hat. So I just buckle it up and decide where I want the front of my hat, what I like the best. Just kind of twirl it around and look and see, what area you like the best. You want showing up in the front, and put the buckle of your belt there. So I just kind of tack it down and glue it down. You can see that black on the rim, but like I said, I just put more of that coconut fiber around that, and that all disappears. It's magic, you guys. Magic. All right, so I had this baby's breath. My daughter-in-law to be had given me an adorable bouquet of sola flowers and this baby's breath, and I think there was some greens in there. I made it's in one of the videos I talk about it. I took an old frame and made a cute little wall hanging out of it, and used some of those sola flowers and this stuff. So this is the end of it. I'm so glad that I can use it up. So I just kind of go around the hat, kind of, layer it in like maybe three sections, where I just take it and roughly trim that bottom off and put a nice little dab of glue there and glue her down. And this becomes the base. And then we'll just come in with those sola flowers. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about with building building your project. Oh, there's those solar flowers. They're those wood flowers. They're super great. And I thought, well, they're natural. They're wood. I was trying to stay as natural as I could. I think I did a pretty good job. So I just snipped those off down at the bottom. They were on little wooden stakes, and give them a nice big old glob of hot glue. And see, there again, I'm just kind of continuing on with filling in our little vignettes, our little moss vignettes we have on this hat, and starting to pull it all together. See those wood stakes on there? So the whole thing is wood. Really, really cute. I really like them. And this is the first time I've worked with them at all. Really good to work with. Nice and sturdy. So I'm thinking, do I want them together? Do I want them spread apart? And I end up kind of doing what I did with the baby's breath, just spreading them apart to fill in, around the base of the hat. We can still see the belt a little bit, but that's what happens. You cover things up. Now this little bird, I think I probably got at Dollar Tree, is on a little clip. And I thought, oh, that would be so cute, just perched on her hat, on our witch's hat. So I just took a little strand of that twine and clipped him onto that. And we're just going to make a little nest. We just take, oh, pardon my arm. We take just a little bit of that coconut fiber, and I just put some glue on it and pat it up under the bird's belly, just to give it something to sit on. And then I think we add a little moss or something too, just to kind of fill it in. And there I said it. Again, it's its own little vignettes, and we can look at it and be like, oh, look at this is cute. Oh, this is cute. Oh, and then of course it all comes together. Hopefully. Oh, here I'm messing with this mushroom. It's seen its better days. It's one I cut in half from the Dollar Tree, but these are great. And you can paint them any color you want. I've also got those newer ones that they have out that are adorable, and I'll be using those and stuff. Here's just a little pine cones. I got them at Hobby Lobby. Get them when they're 40% off, and get you a bag of them so that you have on hand if you're doing any naturey thing. And of course, we've got Christmas coming up soon, so Christmas and pine cones go together. So I am just kind of, again, going around with this item. Now, I didn't show you, somewhere in here, I took the beads from the Dollar Tree. I think they were in the spring stuff. See that little mushroom? That little orange mushroom? I took them off of the beads and put like 3 on the hat. Just cut the beads and pull the mushrooms off because I thought they were the perfect size. Now this stuff is, I've showed you in other videos. I got this whole bag of this fake wood foam at Goodwill last year, and I have used it and used it and used it. It looks like real wood branches, but it's just like this light foam stuff. And I got it all, the whole big bag, for $1. So I'll be sad when it's gone. I've used it on a lot of projects. It just kind of fills it in, makes it look like sticks, but it doesn't add the weight. Now, if you didn't have this, you certainly could use sticks. Just, be mindful of the weight, especially if you think you might want to wear the hat, which I might. I seriously might wear this hat to something. So I made it thinking I might do that. So, all right, we get this cone, and I just decided to insert that into the hat, just a pizza box, just glued it with some hot glue. And I'm just going to put some glue around it, so when it sits up in there, it's going to seal to that plasticky hat that we started with. Hard to believe that that's just an old plastic hat underneath there. Anyway, So we get that going, and I think that's about it. Now, I didn't really talk about the bow on there. There's a lot going on, but it is so hard for me, you guys, to leave well enough alone. And I had all this junk that I'd pulled out, so I thought, ooh, what can we use to kind of just make a final statement there on the front of it, and you know, give it a little bit of a wow factor. You guys let me know what you think about this bow. The little orange bead is off of that garland, that mushroom garland I got at Dollar Tree. That's just an old piece of that, the burlap bow, just a piece off of that I had. And then that raffia looking stuff is just something I got that I'd thrifted, that I decided to put on there. I was trying to kind of tie in the orange mushrooms, and that's what I was thinking that raffia would work. Plus, I just wanted to use it up. So that's what I was doing there. I've got this variegated yarn. I just kind of wound some up and kind of popped it in there. I thought it was the great colors. There's that raffia. I was just trying to get it used up, still have some left. So anyway, all in all, I think it turned out cute and definitely something I would wear. So there is one little piece of lace in there I see that I think I just had laying around. I stuck it in there. So it turned out cute though. Let me know what you guys think, and you guys like and subscribe, okay? I'll see you soon. Bye.